Hello and welcome back to Common Sense for Relationships. It's good to have you here with us. My name is Anete Baturi and this is my husband.
Kingsley Baturi, as you all know.
Yeah, so this is an interesting time in our country and we are just excited about the opportunity to just talk with you now that all that is happening is happening, right? So before we go any further, I would just like to remind you, this is the Common Sense channel. And you know that on this channel, we bring you helpful tips, valuable information to help you make better decisions in your life and your relationships as a whole. So what's happening in Nigeria? Guys, come on.
No, really.
For once, right?
Yeah. So much is happening, and we have to give a very big ups, to the youth for rising up, for that generation to rise up, and do things that the generations before them couldn't do. Yes, and of course, we will not throw away the place of the fathers and my generation and the generation that is after us. Everybody has been doing their part, but this generation has taken the bull by the horns, it's so great to see.
So the protest is on, yes, and it has been on for a while. It all started out as end SARS, but then the thing is, there's so much that's going on in Nigeria. Like, there's so much that needs to be changed in Nigeria.
So it begins with SARS. It begins with SARS and then moves on to police brutality, and then a lot more is coming up.
Yeah.
We are looking at corruption. They're speaking about just the right to life, the right to be a human being in Nigeria, and just like hustle your hustle in peace, right?
Yeah. So I mean, it's a season of hope, right? It may look like there's clamor, like there's a lot of
there's a lot of
outcry,
yes,
and
there's
even rage. What else?
There's anger. There are a lot of emotions. There's fear in certain quarters, but then again, you see things like bravery. There is courage. People stepping out in mass. People speaking. People, you just look through. But something that has impressed me so far is that, unlike protests in other countries, in this particular protest, and that's what makes it unique. Yeah. That's what makes it look like there is more. Because in this particular protest, we have not heard people vandalizing shops. We have not heard people breaking and looting and stealing. No, instead, we've heard even the people that came to mob the crowd were suppressed, taken to the hospital, fed, and then they confessed about the people that sent them. So it's really different. So there's a lot happening. There's no body taking. It's just the youth driving it.
I feel like that says a lot about us as a nation, right? Because most of the time people just look at Nigeria as this crazy country, this terrible country,
the
this
most
bad country,
the corrupt capital of the world.
And they transfer that thought or that image to the people. They project that image on the people and just assume that that's how we are. But that's not how we are.
We are so much more.
We are wonderful. We are hardworking. We are industrious. We are honest. Yes, we are honest.
Yes.
We are not thieves. We are loving. We are hospitable. We are just fantastic.
And we can hustle for Africa.
Yes. Because we have to survive. We've been through a lot, and it's time for us to make sure that it's not just your personal struggle that helps you to move forward, but that systems are in place.
Yes.
So that your little effort goes a long way.
And these are part of the cry that we're hearing from the youth. We work with a lot of young people, and you hear, even though it seems like the cry is there's so much they're crying about, but the first part is that they need to be heard. There's a need to be heard, right? And that cry is coming out very strongly. That cry is coming out very strongly, and everybody that is in power, everybody needs to pay attention, notwithstanding their generation. It's really amazing. A lot is happening. If you go out there, you would see Muslims praying, you would see Christians praying, you would see the celebrities coming out and they're speaking up. You would see Well, not all politicians are allowed into the venue before, because but the good part is the youth are not allowing anybody sway the conversation. They're not allowing it turn into a political rally of any sort. You know, they're just keeping it real.
Yeah, so everybody has to lend their voice, right? So lend your voice and bring something, add your own value in some way, right? So your part could be to go out there and join the protest. It could be to use whatever platform you have to make a lot more noise about this, right? You could be on the path where you are able to do something to effect that change we want to see. Maybe you're one of the leaders we have in this country. Maybe you are in the judiciary. Maybe you are in whichever aspect or part of government you are in. You can lend some value to this cause by helping us to bring about that change we desire. When we talk about change, what are we really looking for, right? We're not asking for much. We're asking for the basics, right? We're asking for good schools. We're asking for employment when people come out of school, right? We're asking
for an environment that makes it
enabling environment
that makes it possible for entrepreneurs to even employ people.
Yeah.
You know, it just seems like it's like there's been an abortion or a miscarriage of the Nigerian dream. You know, the regular Nigerian just wants to survive. But now the cry that we're hearing is that this generation, the youth, they don't just want to survive, they want to thrive.
Yes.
They want to make the best of themselves. So we as a nation have a responsibility to create that environment where they can actually thrive.
It needs to be an enabler for everyone, not just for a privileged few, right? Everyone needs to be able to, at whatever level you are, succeed in your own country, live well, have the basic necessities, have good roads to travel on. I mean, we need to come to a place where you don't, in quote, have to pray for Johnny mercies because going on a trip by road is like
a
you're
prayer
risking
is
your
a warfare.
life. Can you imagine? I mean, we need to be able to send our children to school and know that they are getting value for the money we are paying. In fact, we even need to come to a place where education is free. As in, and it's not that
actually free.
Yes, actually free, and you're getting value. Not that we say it's free and you get there and there's nothing, and they say after all it's free, so you don't have chairs to sit on and so on and so forth. Can you imagine that? So we need all of these things. We need our tax to count.
Yes.
Not that you pay tax and then you come back, you have to drill your own borehole.
Be your own security.
Yes, you have to supply your own power.
Make your own road to your house.
And take care of the less privileged people in your community because they don't have any form of welfare.
As in, you will take care of the less privileged in your community, outside your community, your village, in fact, even people that that know you from your mother, father, sisters, uncle, brothers side.
Yeah.
But it's the country we live in. But if we had systems that took care of these things, if we had systems that handle this situation, you wouldn't need to do that because there will be provisions. Everybody will count. Every life needs to count.
Yes, we need leaders that are actually there to serve the people and to advance the cause of the nation and not to enrich themselves, right? Which seems to be the order of the day right now. When you're in power, it's like, yes, it's your time to steal. No, it's no longer time for stealing the wealth of the nation. It's time for using the wealth of the nation to build the nation and to empower the people in the nation. And yes, we stand for all of these things. So,
I think really the cry goes out. The cry is coming from all quarters, right? There's the cry coming from the youth that just say, we're here, we want to be here, we're Nigerians, we want to be Nigerian and succeed at being Nigerian. Then and then there's the privileged few, the elites, whatever you call them. There's the politicians, those that have power or influence. It's also a cry to them to say, hey, can you create an environment that makes it possible? We're not asking you to come out and dash us plenty. Because we talk to the young people and they'll say, we're not asking you to come out and dash us plenty money. Don't hold your money. We are, from the lazy Nigerian youth, they are actually supposed to be called the leading Nigerian youths because it is their time.
Yeah.
They are the generation that needs to lead.
Yes.
So we just need to create that environment that makes it possible. And then to the politicians and office holders, and everybody needs to come out and say, okay, enough is enough. Let's make this change happen.
Yeah, and then if you're not ready to make the change happen, then you may need to consider just stepping aside and let the people who want to do it come in and do it. Anyway, so in the midst of all of this, right, we've seen some interesting, really funny posts. Like some guy who said only women, that the men will marry only women who come out to protest. Ladies,
now who protest, we go marry. Another one said, now who rally, we go, now who protest, we go propose to.
Oh, interesting.
And now who join the rally, we go marry.
Yeah, and then some lady was holding a placard to say, please, if you kill these people, right, who will we marry? So please stop killing people's future husbands and future wives and so on. Anyway, all right, so really what's going on? The protest grounds, they're actually like a melting pot, right?
Yeah,
where you see all kinds of young people from all walks of life, right? You find doctors there, you find engineers, you find celebrities, you find musicians, people that on a normal day you may not come across, right? And some of them are like your spec, and they're out there. So some people went to school and got degree plus husband.
That's not, the names have been changed to protect the innocent.
So you might as well go for protest and come back with not
With
just a better Nigeria, but with a prospect that might become your husband or your wife.
Yes.
So while you're out there, I beg, shine your eye, my single brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? Shine your eyes, yes, and pay attention. If you see someone who looks interesting, catches your fancy, say hello.
In fact,
at least you have one thing in common. You want a better Nigeria, right? So yeah.
In fact, someone said, he said, I read one post, and the guy said, a sister said, please hold my hand, I'm really scared. And the brother said, man, baby, if you like me, just tell me you like me. Let's know that this thing can go somewhere else. So, a protest ground is a place where a lot of things is happening.
Yeah.
As we're keeping it real and getting the cry out. It will be lovely to also make connections.
Yes.
Do networking while you're there.
So don't just stay in your circle of friends. Stay with only the people you know.
Yeah.
Mix up, mingle, right? Mix up, get someone's contact, someone's phone number. Those may become your business partners in the future, or just your very good friends in the future, or maybe your husband or your wife. You never know. So don't miss out on this opportunity to network.
That is common sense.
Yes. So shine your eye, shine your eye. All right, guys, so remember we're doing a survey and the link is in the description. So just click on it and let us know what you think on the subject. And if you have not yet subscribed, this is a good time for you to subscribe. That way, whenever we do something new, you will hear about it. You'll be one of the first to know.
Is that red button when you're watching? Just click it. Piam.
And it's free.
We know the charge.
And then please like this video if you like it, and share, yes, and spread the word. Help us spread the word and give us your feedback. So just leave a comment or two or whatever.
With all that is going, it would be good for you to tell us something you want us to talk about. How are you protesting, right? How are you making your voice heard? And what more do you think we can do, apart from these things that we have outlined?
Anyway, we always talk about things that make sense, and this protest definitely makes sense.
Makes sense, yeah.
So see you next time on Common Sense for Relationships. And remember, common sense is not so common.
God bless you.
And you remember, common sense is not so common. Bye.